good afternoon and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and episodes in pop culture to see how those episodes affect our daily lives. Listen. We're about to do it. We're about to review our new show called BEL AIR, which I told you all in my last two videos. It is a revamp into a drama of the old television series, the 90s television series, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. This series right here that's on Peacock it's more of a drama. So just a recap from the first 3 episodes. You know, we have Will Smith, who's living in Philadelphia. He's a D1, and I found out that means Division I prospect to play basketball. He runs into an old classmate who is now, he's for the streets. The classmate challenges him to a basketball game. And as I said in the other review, Will's pride and his image is so very important to him outside looking at the consequences of things. And when the guy challenged him, there was some girls around. So he definitely was not going to back down because he felt like people were going to look at him as less than a man. Because, sometimes manhood is tied up in your pride instead of your manhood being tied up here. So we're trying to see what's going on this episode. The last So with his manhood being tied up in his pride, he got into this basketball game. There was some shots fired. He fired the guns, not shots fired. He fired the shots. He got arrested. So a whole lot of stuff went on. Apparently his uncle Phil, who lives in Bel Air in California, helped him out. So in other words, he had to move out to Bel Air. Well, he moves out to Bel Air, and just to kind of quantify it all up, Will was not used to male energy. He had always been in the assumption that he was the man of the house when he was actually the child. But since there was no other man there to contest anything, it was probably a silent agreement on that. So now he goes out to Bel Air, where Uncle Phil is definitely the man of the house. He's having to deal with that energy. He's also having to deal with the male energy of Carlton, who has some issues and things going on with him. However, he's been so used to being the only male child there and doing and basically pretty much in the same sense, doing what he wants to do. However, he has been longing for, I guess, more approval or more connection with his father. And now he's starting to notice that Will gets that connection and stuff like that from the father. Because like I said in the last episode, I think Will and Uncle Phil come from the same place emotionally and mentally. Whereas and physically, and I'll say something about that later, whereas Carlton comes from the culture that he comes from. So an instance, I remember, the best way to explain it is I remember Will Smith he was doing some book signing for his books. And he would say, I'm from Philly, I'm from Philly. And he said, for the longest time, I had to realize my children are not from Philly. My children are from California. So they operate where they from is how people in California operate. And I think that's the disconnect between Carlton and his father comes from. So we have Aunt Viv. She is a art teacher, an art professor, but also an artist. She gave all of that up when she started to have Hillary. So she had to make a switch. We have Hillary out here. She's a social media maven. She's in the cooking part of her social media aspects. She dropped out of college. She's not very she's focused on what she wants to do, but she has a certain way that she wants to do it. She upset some of Aunt Viv's sorority sisters Well, one sorority sister, because that sorority sister got her an interview at this very prominent food styling magazine, and Hillary basically called that food styling magazine racist. The sorority sister was upset with Unvid because she was like, I did a favor, and she wouldn't even apologize. And all of that. So at the end of the last episode, so let's really get clear. We leave Carlton. He was very upset because he didn't see them at his game. He went to the basketball stadium, basketball section of the school. He sees them, his family, just having a good time watching Will's game. Carlton has a drug problem now. He says that what he's snorting is Xanax, but to me it looks like cocaine. So we gonna see. Let's see what we got going on here. We're gonna start episode 4 of season 1 of BEL AIR, entitled Canvas. Okay. So it starts off, we see Carlton and his father, because at the last episode he was upset. So apparently Uncle Phil sat down with Carlton and they were playing chess, and they were talking and kind of vibing and everything like that. That's good. But he mentioned to him that he and Will are going to have to work together. And Carlton's like, well, I don't understand why we got to work together. He's like, because Carlton started using basketball references, Kobe and Shaq and this person and that person. And Uncle Phil reminded him that those two, with those combination of people, they won rings. So Carlton was like, okay, touche. Because Uncle Phil is a little swift. I'm enjoying Uncle Phil. So basically, he is telling him that if he can register, so him and Carlton went back and forth on a little bid. If him and Will can register 50 voters without any drama, he will buy Carlton tickets to the Grand Prix in Monaco. That's not a bad little thing, because that Grand Prix in Monaco is something huge and big every year. Okay. Oh, who is this looking at Will? Oh, he's got some kind of tattoo. Oh, I forgot. Rashad, the drug dealer back in Philly, who's trying to get hold of Will. I forgot all about that. I don't know how I forgot that. Lord, is he sending somebody to watch Will? Watch how Will moves? Listen. I am enjoying the fact, number one of the things that I have found to be a good joy, that these kids look like kids. You know what I mean? I guess maybe I'm older and maybe all young people look like kids, so I don't know exactly how old these young people are, but they look like high schoolers. You know how you have people that be questionable whether or not they're in high school? Y'all remember 90210 when they had them kids, and I think maybe like 2 people looked like they actually in high school and everybody else looked like a junior in college. But Will, this person playing Will actually looks like he is a junior in high school. But him and Lisa are vibing, and they are becoming friends, and they've agreed to be friends. And he has invited her to the fundraiser for his uncle. Oh, I'm getting the feels, girl. On them doing hair. Oh, I love this representation. Will, tell your uncle that man is out there trying to get to you. Lord have mercy. He find out that Rashad knows. Now Will knows that Rashad knows that he's out there in them streets. And he got folks looking for him. I knew Jeffrey was a G. I knew he was a G. I knew Jeffrey. This iteration of Jeffrey is serious. People. Y'all. What is going on with Jeffrey? Because Jeffrey running around here like a G. You hear me? He running around here like... He has a bigger role than just being a house manager. Baby, because he's like, Rashad, he knew his whole name. He was like, don't you worry about it. I'll handle it. I got this handled. Because, well, let me just back up. Will went to him to tell him that he felt like he was being, well, he learned that Rashad had some hitters out in Los Angeles that was trying to yoke him up. Ooh, gosh. Viv is, she's getting ready to get back into, painting, which is good. And it looks like she's clearing out her studio because they look like they've used it as a junk room. Will is shook. Will is so shook. He don't know what he's supposed to be doing. That's facts. It's nice. Will and Hillary have a good relationship, even though they talk to each other, and she's basically telling him the deal like, hey, Carlton knows how to work the system. You better learn how to work the system too. So, and Will plays the piano. So this is some good information that we're learning. And I love the fact that we're learning. And I love the fact that they are talking about issues that affect children who are going out into the real world. You know, she can't afford to, she's working on what she wants to do and she's working on her dreams. And now she has an accelerated time rate, but she also recognizes that the way she lives, what her parents have provided for her, she can't maintain that right now. So while she's telling Will to work the system, she need to be working the system too, and getting with her mom. Help your mom with her social media rise or something, so that you can stay and also do what you need to do so that you can get to the place where you need to be. All right, Will, he done game the system too. So he gonna get his friend to come out there because it's... All right. All right. We got to see Ashley. I forgot to say that. We got to see Ashley. Ashley was getting, because I got all excited because you see how black children grow up and, we get our hair done and our mom is doing her hair, and that's when we have the biggest of the conversations. But she wasn't really paying attention to her mom. She was texting somebody, and I don't know what's that about. Aww. Basically, he had to tell her she can't be as sarcastic as she was because the voters might look at her kind of funny. So she's going to have to do it. Oh, that's so pretty. Los Angeles is visually, the streets that they're showing here are visually pretty. Who is, wait a minute, hold up. Who is Ashley texting that she's going to be 5 minutes away? What's going on? Who is... See, now I got my stomach hurting because you know how these kids be, where she think she going? And look at Jazz on the record store. Talking to Hillary, giving her a little thing, and Hillary is not paying attention. Where is Ashley going? That's a baby. You got to pay attention to what she doing, because they think they're grown and they not. And then she go outside and put her some lipstick on, or some little gloss on. Oh, no ma'am. What is going on? See, I don't like that, Ashley. You over there with all them boys playing these video games. And you looking for the child and she ain't made it. Look at DJ Jazzy Jeff. Oh, Jazz and Hillary. Yeah, you need to go find Ashley. She over there with all them boys. Uh-oh, what's going on? 2 cars. Oh, there go that G. I knew Jeffrey was the G around here. Jeffrey like, you better tell them people. Leave Will alone. Oh, they still got this tension between Will and Carlton. Because apparently they must not have told Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil, y'all need to tell them kids while he's here. Is that her boyfriend? Is that Ashley's boyfriend? So Jeffrey went over there and recovered on Ashley. Jeffrey is serious out here in these streets. Okay. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. You remember Ashley ditched Hillary, and she went over there to her little gaming friend's house. And I guess she has a crush on the guy who she games with. Well, when Hillary told Jeffrey that Ashley is MIA, who pulls up? Oh, Jeffrey. The guy that Ashley likes was about to put his arm around her. Baby. Jeffrey walking smooth as silk. You ready to go, Ashley? Ow! Oh my gosh. Oh my God. So Jeffrey is a handyman. He is a jack of all trades. He be in all this stuff. Baby. Seems like that's what you need, a Jeffrey. So anyway, he finds Ashley. He takes Ashley home, but he talks to Ashley and tells her, listen, there's nothing wrong with you having friends, but you're going to have to stop sneaking around. He says, because there are going to be people that are going to try to get to you through your to try to spite your father or get to use you to get to your father. So you need to be very aware and stop sneaking around. Ask permission and do all this stuff. You got a Jeffrey, Ashley. He going to look out for you. So Carlton and Will get into it because Will is starting to get all the signatures. Well, Carlton is pissed off because he's like, just because someone is conservative doesn't mean they're bad people, and you're lumping people together and all this other stuff, and you're telling people. And Will is telling him, this hood over here is the same as this hood over here is the same as this hood over here. People are experiencing basically the same things. They want to be able, you want to get their vote. To get him in office, you need to be able to tell people or give them hope. And Carlton's like, well, you're bullshitting the people. He says, I'm not bullshitting the people. That should be what he should be working on. And so they go into back and forth and they get arguing. I'm loving this tension. I'm loving the tension. It makes for such a good show. So Carlton asks Will, why are you really out here? And your cousin Trey getting shot. So apparently Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil have not told the children exactly what's going on with Will, but they're starting to get the information. Now I feel they should have sat the family down and told them the information, therefore that they could be up on it. But they got a damn Jeffrey. So Will is upset with Carlton, so he separates from Carlton. He goes sees Jazz, and then he sees a guy in the music industry that he's, in Philly. They've listened to his records and all this other stuff, but Jazz knows them because Jazz has his record store that he had inherited from his uncle, and he's doing everything that he can to keep this record store alive and having records and stuff like that. So I'm enjoying the show. Look at Will getting all them signatures. Uncle Phil he likes the idea. And they skating too. Aw, Ashley little man ain't there. Jeffrey invited her friends. That's cute. What's going on in this bathroom? Girl, ooh. Woo, look at this. Lisa's dad is a cop, the chief of police. Oh, that's why he was looking at Will kind of funny. Will is not messing with you. Your daddy a cop. And he gave him a little eye in that first episode. Oh my goodness. He might be looking into Will. This show is good. I wasn't expecting it. You know when you have low expectations for something and then it just exceeds all your expectations? You be a little giddy about it because you're like, wow, this show is it's great. Oh my goodness. The crooked LAPD and her answer. All right now. Nice little campaign speech. He telling the folks what they want to hear. Might not be what he can deliver, but he could definitely tell them what they want to hear. Child. Oh, they come into an agreement. Will and Carlton have come to agreement without tripping each other up. That's good. Whoo! Wait a minute. I wish I could sing. I could sing like that girl. So again, Will and Carlton have decided to squash their little beef. That's fine. Hillary informed her mom she was going to move out and she was going to move into an influencer home. The mom was like, she was asking Hillary some questions about it, and Hillary was telling her mother, Aunt Viv, what was going on. And again, Aunt Viv speaking first thing that comes to her head, ain't nothing life free. You can't do this. And she's like, well, dog, Mom, I wish you'd just be happy for me for once. And so Aunt Viv was like, don't say what comes out of your mouth the first time. So she goes and tells Will that Trey can come and stay. So Will calls Trey, and Trey tells Will that Rashad is dead. He got shot up in the strip club. So Will asks who did it. Trey's like, who cares? He gone. And he remembers, I bet you Will remembers that Jeffrey said he was going to take care of it. Yeah, Will is thinking about that thing. Because he remembers that, Will remembers that, Jeffrey said that he was going to take care of it. Y'all. Whoo, child, this show right here, baby, this was a good episode. I was worried, I didn't understand at first what Ashley was doing, but Ashley was texting her friends that she had met online through a gaming community that she had, and I'm quite sure she has seen them before because, with gaming and stuff like that, you can look at it anyway. Not that matters, but the fact is that she was sneaking around doing it, and she was supposed to be on the campaign trail with Hillary, and she slipped off from Hillary to go see her friends. But oh, gee, Jeffrey figured out where she was and went and picked her up and talked to her and tell her she needs to stop sneaking around. However, she does need to make sure she lets somebody know who these people are so they could be vetted, and then she can go and do what she needs to do. We got Uncle Phil on the campaign trail. Aunt Viv telling him that he's playing it too safe, that he needs to connect with the community. So because first he tells Aunt Viv that she needs to not let everything flow out of her mouth, not to tell her that she can't speak her mind, but he's saying, just for this instance, don't let everything fly out of your mouth. Still speak what you need to say, but you don't have to comment on everything. So at first she was upset, but now, I'll tell you, she had that last conversation with Hillary and she realizes, yeah, I shouldn't speak everything I said, because sometimes your curiosity about what's going on in your kid's life can cause them to not want to share those things with you, because a lot of times we're real critical. Not critical in the sense that we're being critical. True. We're also trying to find out the information in the end game, because usually people have an ulterior motive, whether they want to state that or not. And she wants to make sure, even though she wants Hillary out of the home, she just doesn't want her to just leave and go someplace willy-nilly. She wants to make sure that she's safe and she's secure. But it's not translating like that. Hillary is not hearing, all Hillary is hearing is the criticism. And Viv is not taking her voice and making sure that it translates. So in other words, it's like they're speaking the same ideals, but they can't get them across because one is speaking Spanish and the other one's speaking English. I hope that makes sense. Will finds out that Lisa's father is LAPD. He's the chief of police. So he is, how he is about the police. He still has that PTSD about the police and police when they picked him, when they arrested him. Also, Will is learning to work with Carlton because, like it is, they're not going to change each other's mind, their viewpoints. Again, that comes from how they were raised. Their viewpoints are different, but they still can work together. Carlton can be Carlton and Will can be Will, and they still can work together in harmony. Let's see what else. Just the highlights of it. Viv is serious about wanting to paint. She's serious about wanting to paint and get back to painting, get back to her artistry. Her friends are encouraging her to do so. So we're going to see her step up in that lane. And Jeffrey, I'm sorry, he's my breakout star of this whole thing, honey, because they got Jeffrey like a whole G out here. He is here. He's running moves. He's doing things. He's getting in the middle of all this other stuff. So basically, you remember when I got upset because I was like, oh, Lord, Rashad then got somebody to follow Will while he's out here. It ends up that this person who's following Will works for Jeffrey. And he's very connected with those people that are connected to Rashad. And he basically told him, well, they paid Rashad $10,000 to leave Will alone. Well, apparently Rashad done figured out how connected Will is. And so they were going to want some more money. And Jeffrey said, we ain't paying for no money. Then all of a sudden, Rashad gets shot up in the strip club. Now, whether or not those things are correlated or not, I can't say. But all I'm saying to you all is that old Jeffrey is a G. Baby. So this is my Thursday show. Whoo, honey, it is good. It is good. I'm enjoying this show. We 4 episodes in, y'all. If get Peacock, you have to do a subscription to get Peacock, but they have different levels that you can get to get Peacock. This would be a show. If they have a free subscriber thing, this would be a show that you could definitely binge watch. Absolutely wonderful. Tell me how you think about this show. Are you all watching? Are you listening to my reviews? And is that going to get you to watch the show? Let me know. If you are watching, tell me what you think of the characters. Comment below. Let me know what you think about the characters. Baby. I can't wait till next week. I'm excited. This is a show that I'm really excited for. So, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I see y'all watching. I see y'all going back through my videos and you all are watching my videos. Subscribe. It's free and it helps me out. Please comment. That helps me out with my engagement. You don't have to do any more than say, hi, Pam, how you doing? Or comment on the show. Tell me what you liked about the show. Tell me what you dislike on the show. Tell me about the characters. Which character do you bond with the most? Right now, I am totally a Jeffrey. I'm Team Jeffrey right now. All right, y'all. We do this every week. I am enjoying this. I am enjoying y'all. Baby. And as always, bye-bye.